The ASEAN Economic Ministers also discussed measures to open new opportunities for trade, investment, and sustainable development between the two dynamic regions. Fourth, the minister also looked forward to the formal admission of Timor-Leste as the 11th ASEAN member state at the upcoming 47th ASEAN Summit next month. We are pleased with the progress made in Timor-Leste accession to the ASEAN economic agreements. The minister are also committed to supporting Timor-Leste in the effective implementation of all ASEAN economic agreements through targeted capacity building programs, enabling Timor-Leste to fully realize the tangible benefits of ASEAN economic integration. Nevertheless, the minister noted that further work is required to ensure Timor-Leste full participation in all ASEAN economic cooperation mechanisms, particularly in its engagement with ASEAN external partners. Fifth, the ASEAN Economic Minister underscored the importance of fostering transparent, forward-looking, and constructive dialogues with the private sector to advance ASEAN's regional economic priorities. At these meetings, we also endorsed to revise rules of procedure for private sector engagement under the ASEAN Economic Community to establish a more robust structure and efficient framework for public-private collaboration. We also call on all relevant ASEAN sectoral bodies, particularly under the ASEAN Economic Community, to actively engage with the private sector, ensuring that industry insights are fully integrated into ASEAN's policy development processes. In conclusion, I would like to congratulate the Chair, Minister Zafrul, as well as the other ASEAN Economic Ministers for their productive discussion we have this week in advancing ASEAN economic integration agenda, as well as ASEAN engagement with our various partners. And I believe that Minister Zafrul's able leadership has been able to bring the 57 ASEAN Economic Minister and related meetings to a successful conclusion and to deliver many remarkable deliverables this year. So again, once again, congratulations, Your Excellency.
Thank you very much, Your Excellency, Dr. Kao. And I also like to take this opportunity to thank to all our media as well, our media friends, for all your hard work in the last 4 days supporting the ASEAN Economic Ministers. We appreciate your dedication in making sure this week is a success and the public is aware of the importance of this week and definitely to talk about securing Malaysia and ASEAN's economic future. So let's also give a round of applause to the media. Okay, so with that, we don't need to have Q&A, right? Okay, can open the floor to questions. All questions relating to ASEAN will be answered by Secretary General.
Hello, Dato' Sri.
Yeah.
And from Bernama. Memandangkan ASEAN Secretariat dah ada di Singapura, dah ada di Indonesia, manakala APEC Secretariat dah ada di Singapura, mungkin ada cadangan untuk wujudkan RCEP Secretariat di KL?
Tidak ada lagi cadangan mengenai mana pejabat RCEP. In fact, dalam perbincangan RCEP tidak ada lagi dalam agenda. Jadi ini masih lagi peringkat belum lagi naik ke peringkat menteri lah. So kita biar senior officials berbincang dulu mengenai ini. Sekarang ini dia di bawah ASEAN Secretariat yang membantu.
Two questions. First, also about RCEP. I hope to know that what's the conclusion of the RCEP future development in this meeting? And Hong Kong, China has formally submitted an application to join RCEP January this year. So what's the current progress for the application? And the second question is regarding the tariff issue. Is there any progress has been achieved in talks with USTR?
Thank you. I'll answer the second one first. There was no discussion on tariff with USTR, so that issue was never discussed. We talked about collaboration, cooperation of trade and economy, especially, of course, including investment between US and ASEAN. And on RCEP Hong Kong China, at RCEP Ministers Meeting, we discussed about the way forward and preparation for the RCEP Leaders Meeting. RCEP Ministers came out with few ideas and few proposals that will be included in the agenda when the RCEP Leaders Meeting, including the accession of 4 countries. So that will be, again, be deliberated and discussed during the RCEP leaders meeting in the end of October. Oh, yes, Melissa, go.
With Trump announced new tariffs today, how is it going to complicate matters for ASEAN to come up with coordinated response, and for Malaysia in particular?
Yeah, so we in ASEAN, of course, like what we have been experiencing since April, since Liberation Day, we'll definitely look at the impact to Malaysia, to Indonesia, to our respective ASEAN member states. But at the same time, we will discuss at any ASEAN platform. We are going to meet again end of October under the ASEAN Economic Committee meetings, AECC meetings. So we can discuss then. For now, Malaysia is evaluating the impact to our industries. So we will revert back once we know the impact. But please bear in mind that this is something that is already expected. It's just that we want to know when, and we'll wait for the details about the tariff that's going to be impacting some of the sectors.
Yeah, just wanted to ask you a question. You mentioned that you were expecting new tariffs on furniture, for instance. So the mood hasn't changed? You're not surprised or with these new tariffs?
We are not surprised because, as all of you should be aware by now, this tariff negotiation and tariff discussion, we understand the US position, right? For Malaysia, we have always stated our stance that we will continue to engage the US. And that's a similar stance by ASEAN. We also then have to ensure that we continue to do what we need to do as a country, as a bloc, right? We believe in the principle of neutrality, we believe in the principle of centrality when it comes to ASEAN. And therefore, for us, discussion today, discussion at the ASEAN level, we continue to support the rule-based multilateral trading system with the WTO principles at its core. So for us, US have their right to do what they need to do, but for us, we should continue to support multilateralism and continue to diversify, strengthen our companies, and we cannot be too focused on just a decision by the US or any other country for that matter.
Can we have one last question, please?
Hi, Dr. Sri, Anas from Bernama. So you mentioned just now ASEAN foreign ministers and economic ministers will meet. So do you have definitive dates prior to the summit in October?
Yes, we have a definitive date, but I can't remember the date. 25th, okay. The ASEAN Secretary reminded me, it's on the 25th of October. This is the first time we'll have a joint meeting, and the ASEAN Geo-Economic Task Force will be presenting to both the foreign and economic ministers.
All right, I think that's about it. Thank you once again, Yang Berhormat Senator Tengku Datuk Sri Utama Zafrul Tengku Abdul Aziz, His Excellency Dr. Kau Kim Hoon, and all our media friends for being with us today. We truly appreciate your support and coverage. And on that note, we look forward to welcoming all of you again at the ASEAN Summit next month. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, we officially conclude today's press conference. Thank you, travel safe, and see you at the ASEAN Summit.